So, you ever wondered what it's like to stare into the abyss and, have it stare right back at you? Well, today we are diving headfirst into the absolutely sanity-blasting world of Call of Cthulhu. This is a game where you don't play a hero, nope, you play a victim. We're going to find out what it actually feels like to play this thing, to go from just a regular, everyday person to someone staring right into a cosmic void.
Yeah, this is not your typical power fantasy. Not at all. This is pure survival horror. That chaos, that plea for help you just saw, that's from a real game session. And it's not just some dramatic line of dialogue. It is the game. It's that core feeling of total desperation, of confusion, when you're face to face with something your brain just can't even process. So to really get a feel for it, I'm going to take you through what it's like to play your first game. Think of this as your own personal journey, right? From creating the person you're about to become all the way to that moment you confront some unspeakable cosmic evil. So let's go ahead and create your character, and let's see how long they last.
All right, so who are you in this world that's just teetering on the brink of madness? Forget all that swords and sorcery stuff. Your very first choice is way, way more important than that. It's who were you before all the nightmares started? This is where we build your investigator, your eyes and ears, your window into a world that is about to completely unravel. And this right here, this is the golden rule. I'm serious. The more normal your character is, the more they have a regular job, a life, people they actually care about, the more you are going to feel that terror when their entire world just shatters. This game isn't about being strong. It's about feeling profoundly, terrifyingly vulnerable. So, what's your story going to be, huh? Are you a journalist, always chasing that next big scoop? Or maybe a professor, totally convinced there's a rational, scientific explanation for everything? Or, hey, maybe you're a private eye who really thinks they've seen it all. Well, whoever you decide to be, you're about to find out that those mundane, everyday skills of yours, they're pretty much your only defense against the madness that is coming for you. I mean, just look at these characteristics. You've got an average dexterity, an average appearance. You are quite literally statistically designed to be just another face in the crowd. You're not a superhero. You're just you. And that is exactly the point. Your greatest asset isn't some super high stat. It's your will to survive. That's it. Okay, so you've got your ordinary person. Now, how in the world does someone like that get tangled up in a cosmic nightmare? Well, it never starts with a big bang. It always starts with a whisper. See, this isn't a game about kicking down doors and fighting monsters. No, it's about pulling on a single tiny thread and then watching as you unravel a reality you'll desperately wish you'd never, ever found. It always starts with something that seems simple. A strange inheritance from some uncle you barely remember, a friend who's gone missing, someone who was dabbling in things they really shouldn't have been, or maybe it's just a newspaper clipping that doesn't quite add up. These are the threads you start pulling, and you have no idea they're attached to this massive, tangled web of cosmic horror. So you find a clue. Let's say it's a cryptic diary. Can you even decipher it? This is where you tell the game master, who, in this game, is called the keeper, what you want to do. And then you just hold your breath and roll the dice. A success? That could be the key to the entire mystery. But a failure? Well, failure, that's when things start to get really interesting. In this right here, this is where you have to make a choice, a really tough one. You can just accept failure. Or you can push your luck. You can try again, take a big risk, tell the keeper you're going to look closer. But here's the catch. If you fail that second time, the consequences are always worse. That strange noise you were investigating? Yeah, now it knows you're here. And, as you keep gathering these clues, this chilling realization starts to dawn on you. This isn't just some murder mystery, and it's definitely not a simple crime. You've stumbled onto something ancient, something unbelievably vast, and something that absolutely should have stayed buried. This is the absolute essence of cosmic horror. The enemy isn't some monster you can just shoot or punch, no. The enemy is the soul-crushing truth of your own insignificance. It's the realization that you exist in a universe that doesn't even notice you're there. And that knowledge is a weapon, and it is pointed directly at your own mind. I mean, the scale of it all it's almost impossible to even grasp. You're talking about alien races building entire cities on Earth back when the dinosaurs were still roaming around. Ancient gods ruled over continents millions and millions of years ago. Think about it. Our entire civilization is just a brief flash of light in an impossibly old, dark room. We are not the masters of this world, not even close. We're just the latest tenants, and we're living in a house that was built on the ruins of forgotten gods. So, all the clues, they've led you right here, to this dark, awful place. The whispers you've been hearing, they've turned into a roar. You are about to come face to face with the truth. And trust me, you're gonna wish you hadn't. See, in this game, you basically have 2 health bars. You've got one for your body, your hit points, and one for your mind, your sanity. And believe me when I tell you, the one for your mind, that's the one you're gonna be watching drain the fastest. Because, look, physical wounds can heal, right? But some things, once you've seen them, they can never, ever be unseen. Just imagine it. You're in that dark room. You hear this wet, slurping sound. You see the air itself start to ripple, like heat haze. And then, feeding on your friend, you see this. It's an invisible star vampire, and it's only revealed by the blood it's consuming. What does seeing that do to a person? How do you even begin to process that? So what do? You pull out your gun, right? It's just a useless piece of metal. You're trying to solve a cosmic-level problem with a simple human tool. It's like trying to fight a hurricane with a feather duster. It's just not going to work. Your bullets just pass harmlessly through a being that doesn't even obey the laws of physics as we understand them. And then there are the gods themselves. If you are unlucky enough to actually lay eyes on one of them, you don't just lose a few sanity points. Oh no, you roll a 100-sided die and lose that much from your mind. A bad roll there, and it's instant, permanent madness. Game over. Your investigator is done. And this horror, it doesn't just fade away when the scene is over. It leaves scars, deep ones. At first, maybe it's just a bout of uncontrollable screaming. But then, you develop a new crippling phobia, maybe of the dark or of tight spaces. And then comes a full-blown mental breakdown. You are just not the same person who walked into that creepy old house at the start of the night. So after all that terror, after everything you've been through, how do you win? I mean, what does victory even look like in a game that is literally designed to break you? You know, the rulebook itself gives you the best piece of advice you will ever get for this game. You are not here to be a hero. You are here to survive. You're meant to stop the immediate threat. Burn the evil book, disrupt the terrible ritual, and then get the hell out of there. Sometimes the absolute bravest thing you can do is just run. And that, right there, is the real horror of Call of Cthulhu. Even if you win, you still lose a part of yourself. You might go back to your normal life, but you can never, ever unsee what you've seen. You've looked into the abyss, and now a little piece of it lives inside of you, forever. So what does it truly mean to win? Maybe it's just about accepting that some doors are much, much better left unopened. Or maybe, just maybe, it's about finding the courage deep down to keep fighting, to protect a world that will never even know about the sacrifices you made, even when you know, in your heart, that you are utterly, hopelessly doomed. The answer, I guess, is waiting for you in the darkness.